Greetings and hello everyone. My name is Alvin Adriano, a former travel advisor and owner, but now the Director of Industry Affairs with ASTA, the American Society of Travel Advisors. Now, ASTA is the world's leading association for travel professionals, but we're all about representing travel agencies, the traveling industry, and the traveling public. Now, before we dive into the good stuff, let's give a big shout out to our awesome friends at Norwegian Cruise Line. They've given us the honor to help find some amazing folks who are ready to take the leap into becoming a travel advisor. They've been big supporters of ASTA and the travel advisor community, and we're super thankful for them and all of their support. So, as I mentioned, ASTA is the go-to national trade association for travel advisors. We're about promoting ethical practices and advocating for advisor-friendly policies, whether it's in the government or within the travel industry itself. But today we're here to chat about how fantastic it is to embark on a career as a travel advisor, and we've got some real seasoned advisors to share their stories. Soon you'll get to hear about their experiences and how they joined the industry, and you also get to hear how they get started in this purposeful career. Now, for those who are looking for a head start, and we've put together a really nifty roadmap that will be your trusty guide as you really step into the industry and kickstart your career. It's really the foundation that'll help you shape your own path. And if you really want to dig deep into the world of becoming a travel advisor, I recommend checking out learn.asta.org. There's a whole treasure trove of information waiting for you. So let me bring on our first advisor who found themselves at a crossroad in his career and soon found passion and purpose as a travel advisor. Let me bring on my friend, Edouard Jean. Hey, Edouard.
Hey, how you doing, Alvin?
Doing well, my friend. How's it going and how have you been?
I can't complain. First, I woke up this morning, so that's a good start.
That's
And
awesome.
I've been um busy in a good way. So yeah, all good.
Well, we're here chatting about how it is to join the travel advisor community, and I really want to get your perspective. What drove you to join the travel industry?
Oh man, I didn't even know I was destined to be in the travel industry. In my last life, I was a stockbroker. Happy with my job. Was the corporate guy, come in early, leave late, and believe it or not, never took a vacation as an adult anywhere. Just wasn't on my radar. And then 9/11 happened, and I was in World Trade. I was there. So after being able to get out that situation, I had to reflect and realize I was living to work, not working to live. So I took my first international vacation as an adult right after I left the plane and caught the travel bug. I started putting together group trips to Jamaica. That's where I went. And I was ultimately in a couple of years bringing down over 250 people to Jamaica annually. And people were saying, you should be a travel agent. I said, no, no, no. This is a passion I have, a hobby. I have a 9 to 5, and it's going well. And then in 2005, my firm started negotiations with another firm to merge,
Mhm.
and they told us within the next year our positions would be eliminated.
Oh,
That's
wow.
when I said, let me start looking into this travel industry.
Hmm.
And did some research, got laid off in March of '06, opened up my business April of '06, and never looked back.
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing how you can take a situation and turn it into opportunity with something that you love. And that was my follow-up question. Why do you love what you do? You mentioned it earlier, but what makes you so passionate about it?
Oh man, a couple of days when I first took my first trip, um, it opened my eyes to a couple of things. So first and foremost, it showed me how green I was. I didn't even know what all inclusive was. I'm at the resort saying, wait a minute, so I can eat and drink all I want, and there will not be a bill at checkout.
Oh, wow.
And they
Yeah.
said, yeah. I said, okay. So that was that. But then on a serious level, just to open up how different countries do things
Hmm.
and how different countries and destinations are. Um, from a African American standpoint, to go into another country and see people of color in positions that I'm not used to seeing
Oh yeah.
was an eye opener. So I love what I do because I get to see how things are done in different destinations, different countries, and it makes me a better person overall because I have different experiences, and I love to hear when my clients go on vacation, they come back and give me these stories and these experiences that if it's their first time at that destination or in general, they come back wiser in my
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think that's, when we start to travel, there's these tiers where we start off as leisure and maybe sometime for work, but then you start traveling to understand and really develop a unique perspective on humanity. And so I love how this is transforming to you. And, we talk about having purpose and passion, but really, you came from the financial district and you came into a travel advisor community. You talked about some of the misconceptions and some of the friends and family who may have not think this was a career for you, but really, I mean, from your perspective or from your experience, can a travel advisor really make a good living on this?
I say yes. Um, if you're really passionate, my take is if you're really passionate about something,
Hmm.
you're going to do it for the love of doing it.
Yeah.
And your clients will see that,
Hmm.
and then the money will follow. If you come into it wanting to make money, but not have the passion for it, and that goes for any industry, then
Hmm.
yes, you'll make money, but it might not be what you are looking for because money was your first
Mm.
priority, not the industry or the passion of going into what you were doing. That's my 2 cents.
No, I love that. I love how your intent is intertwined with your success. I think a lot of travel advisors can really attest to that, and as far as what they do and what they specialize. And I love your words of wisdom and advice, and really thank you for jumping on and sharing your perspective and experience, Edward.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me. This is a passion, like I said, and I'm open book, and I just love to share my knowledge and my experience with others who are coming into this business. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Edward.
Within my first year of being a travel advisor, I booked over $500,000 in travel bookings.
It makes you feel good to help other people go places.
To have the freedom to do what you're passionate about, it's not like work.
Why not become an advisor? I love to travel.
I'm making more money than I've ever made.
Some people say, why didn't I do this sooner?
Our next advisor is a vibrant travel advisor who not only plans travel, but also manages her time to be a mother of 5 as well. Living a life of purpose and curiosity for her family and friends, let me bring on my dear friend, Kristina Wheeless.
Hey, Alvin, how are you today?
I'm doing so well. How have you been? And why don't you give a short bio on who you are and what you do?
Sure, absolutely. My pleasure. I'm Kristina. I guess the best word to describe me would be curious. I'm a very curious person by nature, and that curiosity has led me on the journey that I'm on today. And it's brought me to a lot of interesting places, and travel has been the tool that I've used in my career to be successful. So I do have children. I can say that they haven't been a limit to the things that I've accomplished. They've been actually propelling me forward in the skills that they've actually taught me to because of the individuals that they are. And so I like to say that they each have a superpower, and I've used that in business. But how I got into the industry is that I did not grow up traveling. Travel is a privilege. It really is. It's a gift. And if you have the opportunity to do it, it's wonderful. And so I've always wanted to help other people have that privilege too, and try to make a way to do that. So every day when I was little, my grandfather would make me find a place on the map in his study, and then he would tell me facts about the world. And he happens to be Dutch and German. And because of that, I named my company Fernweh, which is just a German word, a Dutch and German word, which means a craving for travel. I did not get into the industry until actually after I had kids. I was in education. That was my background, but I always wanted to do it in a fun and curious way. And I had a friend that started an agency, and I came alongside them and helped them, and then decided that I wanted to be the owner of my time. So then I started my own agency, and from the ground up, and just being curious, asking people, whether it was in the grocery store, hey, what are you doing? Where do you want to go? And just making those connections and networking. That's how I got into it.
I love that. I love how curiosity really stimulates your innovation and your success into the industry, and it really shows your passion and being able to find opportunities to really do or enjoy the things that you love doing. You mentioned being curious and trying to find destinations, and your grandfather being a big influence in your life. But what's an unexpected reason that you love being a travel advisor? Not only just being able to show your children, but any other exciting reason?
Yeah, I think that when you, my first international trip, so I was late in the game on this as well, would have been in 2015, actually. So I had done a couple domestic things, traveling, and it was actually more humanitarian work. So like fixing houses for people. And I knew that I cared about others in the destinations that I had visited. And then traveling abroad kind of opened my eyes to see that we're all human beings. We might have different cultures, we might have different things, but we all have a basic need to feel, we have basic needs to feel seen, heard, safe, loved. And being able to see different places and being able to connect with people, even if there was a language barrier, was really, really important to me. And then being able to be a travel advisor, one of the thrills is that I have the expertise, because I have traveled a lot since then, to know the places that I can send my travelers to, where they're going in and they're actually making the place better. It's like the idea of going into a bathroom, a public restroom, and there's water all over the sink and you wash your hands. Do you leave more water, or do you grab a paper towel and you wipe it and make it better? And travel has allowed me to do that. It's allowed me to send people into destinations and build local infrastructure and partner with local companies, and to really help people connect to the destination, to connect to themselves, to connect to others, and then be compassionate in the same way, and make things better by building that local infrastructure. And then what allows them to do that is being curious and trusting me to plan their trips, or my team to plan their trips. So I think that's a thrill for me. It's a lot of thrills.
That's amazing. I just love your key perspective on it. And you and Edward just having two different ways to influence or enhance people's experiences through the ways of giving and understanding. And so, we talked about all inclusive, and now you're talking about going in and participating in volunteerism and participating in that economy. As a new advisor or someone looking into jumping into the industry, what would be some advice or some key things to look out for someone just starting out? How to really find your way around here.
Travel is $1 trillion industry, so there's something really for everyone. Some people might be more focused on the volunteerism, or they might be more focused on high-end luxury, or they might be focused on family. So figure out first who you are, and that will kind of help you figure out who your audience is and who you're reaching out to. And I think that's the first place I would start. And for me, it came a little backwards. Like I had that, but then the pandemic happened and it forced me to really figure out why I got into this business, because passion at that point was the only thing keeping me there, because the monetary was gone in a sense, in a large chunk. And coming back to those roots of who I was as a person helped me to really revamp and be all right, this is important. So I think knowing who you are is number one. And that helps you to know who you're going to cater to.
Love it. And I love being able to, ask these questions really before you set your foundation and really dig deep, really understanding who and what you want to represent, who the people you want to serve and being part of that so that you can find value. But you see these things in travel advisors, stories on social media, and we sometimes don't really understand what it's like or what's in the life of being a travel advisor. Is it really just vacations and taking trips, or how would you describe the day in the life of a travel advisor?
It looks all glitz and glam from the outside, and everybody thinks you're always on constant vacation. And yes, I know that I personally enjoy my job, but for me, it's a lot about networking and building relationships within those destinations for my clients so that, hey, if I have an issue or my client is somewhere and they need help, I can pick up the phone and literally call someone in the destination and get the help that they need. But also it requires a lot of tenacity and to be able to create an itinerary. You need creativity, you need to have people skills. And so there are times where things are going to happen and you need to be able to remain calm in crisis, or your client's flight's delayed. How are you going to handle that? So be able to be a person who's willing to learn continually, because the industry is ever changing. And because there are so many things out there and it is $1 trillion industry, there's so many different directions that you can go in. So you need a focus. And a lot of that will come back to kind of who you are as a person.
Love it. I love it. I love being able to reach out and get your experiences and really understand what it's like. I know sometimes we have these ideas, but I love your emphasis on structure. That's a big part, especially being an entrepreneur, really trying to find out how to manage your time and organize it so that you can find your success. But thank you so much, Kristina, for stopping by the ASTA studio. Really appreciate you sharing your story and just being part of the travel advisor community.
My pleasure.
So now I'd like to give a super shout out for both of our travel advisors, Edward and Kristina, for sharing their incredible journey and giving us a glimpse into the life as a travel advisor. It's really amazing how many folks might not realize the fantastic career opportunities and doors that you can open yourself in this career. Travel itself is an incredible gift, as Kristina mentioned, and being an advisor who helps others explore the world is truly special. And once again, a huge thanks to Norwegian Cruise Line for being such an awesome supporter of ASTA and our vibrant travel advisor community. And to all of you tuning in, don't forget to swing by learn.asta.org to start turning your dreams of becoming a travel advisor into reality tomorrow.